This game features some disturbing concepts and imagery. If this is a concern for your mental health, please tread carefully.
My heart won't stop pounding, Twinge. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Twinge?
Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest.
Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
This is probably also a good time to completely back up the entire save file. Real quick.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you.
Oh, good. That's great. Maybe she kills me. That's a possibility. The Monika's like, oh wait, that didn't work out.
It's time to share poems.
So Monika's gonna have a different poem. I don't know about Natsuki or Yuri. They're still all over the place. Mostly I'm just curious if, like, picking her first is relevant considering what just was occurring. But I'm kind of guessing it's not? I don't know, we'll see.
I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today.
Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. I honestly have no idea where our poem's at for her at this point. No idea at all. Do you like it?
Twinge.
This one might be even better than the others. Okay, let's pick up on this so quickly. Kind of techniques worth practicing. Good job explaining. More imagery. Your hands appear sweaty. Makes me so happy. Valued. Not sure if that line was there before.
Everything that you write is a treasure to me.
Yeah, that's different.
My heart pounds just holding it. I want to write a poem about this feeling.
I mean, I don't know that that's... I guess that's better than your beach poem line, but I'm not...
Is that bad, Twinge? I'm not being weird, right? I'm having a harder time than usual at concealing my emotions. I'm kind of embarrassed. But right now, I just want you to read my poem, too. Okay?
Yeah, this one's new. Wheel. A rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding. Bolthead, linear gearbox, falling sky. 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, A portal to another world. A thin rope tied to a thick rope. A torn harness. Parabolic gearbox. Expanding universe. Time controlled by slipping cogwheels. Existence of God. Swimming with open water in all directions. Drowning. A prayer written in blood. A prayer written in time-devouring snakes with human eyes. A thread connecting all living human eyes. A kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Exponential gearbox. A sky of exploding stars. God disproving the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. 40 gears and a ticking clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time. A bolthead of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox. Breathing bolthead. Breathing ship. Breathing portal. Breathing snakes. Breathing God. Breathing blood. Breathing holy stakes. Breathing human eyes. Breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. Yeah, Layla say. You got our 20 words to make a poem out of interface. Well, There's that. I mean, it certainly makes me think of the 6-dimensional time cube. Well, the thing is, like, all of the characters are probably schizophrenic because their mind is actively being screwed with from an outside force. May I remind you of Sayori's last poem? Just wondering if anything else has any particular meaning here. We got a portal to an outside world. We specifically have 7 holy stakes. This is mostly all over the place, and
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Now we all have the voice in our head. I don't think there will ever be a more appropriate time for that sound clip. Cheers, Dragon Core. I mean, I guess if we need to take a break, if we're going to keep going, I should take a break. And I suppose any time is going to be something of a cliffhanger at this point because everything's all screwed to hell. So okay, let's catch up on chat for a moment here. That's another thing. Fine, I guess we'll be tiny screen just so I can be on camera a little bit. But we're talking about how like screwing with memories is definitely something that bothers me, and like that does too. Like the fact that I mean, some relevant number of my memories are not really real as such in a variety of ways. Like, there's things I certainly remember happening that are not the case, and I remember distinctly one time that I was basically just like called out in the sense of like someone demonstrably proved what I was stating as fact from my memory was false. And, like, what I needed to do was, like, apologize to them for, like, basically being so certain and stuff, but I just broke. I'm like, how could this be? Like, how could my mind lie to me this much? And it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant. And, I mean, like, somewhat tangential, but extending off of that a little bit is just, like, how we perceive others given the situation, right? Like, you see a car that's, like, not in between the lines, it's, like, basically covering 2 parking slots, and, like, it's pretty natural to assume, well, that person's a jerk. They're an ass. Like, they just parked between the lines like they didn't care. But, like, you don't know the situation necessarily. Maybe other cars were already, like, screwing up the parking spots and they needed to park and that was the only way to do so, so that's where they're parked, and then those other cars moved after the fact. Like, there's always complexities about how we see the world and what the reality is, and there's a lot of different realities of the world, I guess, is kind of the short way to put that, right? Looking back at this poem again, that breaks and then just goes into breathing. I certainly don't know what to think of that. And I'm also, like, pondering, like, Monica's poems in, It's curious. I guess we proceed. Tell, Yuri, what do you think about her old poem here?
It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen.
Take it out on your pen. That's an interesting phrasing. The game was already silent, right? We didn't mute it. Okay, good. Take it out on your pen. Okay. She explains.
That is, a pin fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just...
So she's about half herself at this point? I'm just scared of the background again. That's good to do from time to time.
Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though.
I mean, we also, like, have to decide if we're gonna keep running down this timeline or if we want to go back to the other timeline. I kind of want to go back to the other timeline. That's our most natural timeline, for whatever that's worth. This scheme is a bit on the exhausting side. I mean, I gotta make, like, motions like this all the time, and that gets tiring, right? Yeah, I like, as limited as our choices are, I'm still not sure how I want to treat our limited choices. Here's a poem, Natsuki. Here you go. Okay, that is different. She's disliking my poem even more. I think we did it like... Yeah, so this is the pure Yuri path, so it's like pure words for Yuri. There's like 1 or 2 out of the 20 words that fit her. So... Yeah, just as I thought. Twinge, come on. I'm not stupid. I know what... Okay, I guess it's this tack instead, but yeah. I know how much time you've been spending with Yuri. It's obvious that you care more about impressing her than trying to improve your writing. To put it bluntly, it's kind of pathetic. Why are you even in this club, Twinge? Honestly, I thought getting a new member would help everyone get more involved together, not exclude each other even more. This is such a stupid activity anyway. Look, I'm not in a good mood today, and I just don't feel like talking right now. Please go away. We don't even look at her poem. Okay. So, I mean, this all sort of follows with what we're looking at, right? Like, everyone's feelings for me have been amplified artificially. So everything's ramping up, therefore they're more at odds with each other. They were somewhat before, like we still had some of that in loop 1, but it's now ridiculous and super exaggerated. So that all kind of fits with our interpretation or understanding of events at this point. So does we still have we know the poem reading of this day will be different if we go on the other timeline. So, I mean, I guess we're mostly still just gonna do simultaneous timelines here. And kind of roll with it. Right? Yeah, that's a pretty accurate description of, what appears to be happening, Kedikins, at least my interpretation. Yeah, becoming more and more a caricature of your real self, realizing it, but not being able to do anything about it. That's horrifying. That's horrifying. So... before we talk to Monica again, let's go back to the other timeline. So this means Yuri forced the game to do day 1 with her, which is the same thing that happened day 1. So she's outside the room, engaging in her activities. And she will theoretically come back in after we talk to these folks, but let's see what the poem situation is here. Not terrible. Pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I'd be completely pissed. Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time. Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in this club writes really differently from each other. Maybe I'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed that you were spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care who you spend time with. After all, I was taught never to expect anything from anybody. So it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. To be clear, as far as we know, we did not have a choice to spend the day with her.
You'll probably be able to learn something from it.
All right. This part kind of looks like oh no. Let's get to work. This looks encoded. Where's the dashes are? So we've got capital and lowercase letters as well as numbers. So you're looking at base 62. Oh, we've got these equals as well. If those are supposed to be characters. I mean, I guess we could just look up. I'm sure if we look it up directly, it'd be easy, because I'm sure there's. But okay, let's take a gander here. So we're probably gonna need two-step, right? We need to convert this purely to number, and then convert number to letter. Although this might be direct. Let's take a look. Oh, we can turn. Okay, yeah, this looks perfect. What is it supposed to be? Oh, good. I didn't want to clear it. Apparently Control skipped it. Alright. Should probably be working with a, dang it. Tried to stop it. Time. I only saw the bottom of that. I will check the files again while we're at this, but nothing clear. Oh, Klexa got it copied. Okay. There's some appeal to just putting it in myself, but so you got typos somewhere there. Oh, okay, here we go. Sort of. That gives us the first bit. Open your third eye. Not sure if that's supposed to be her. Hers the default assumption, but I can feel the tenderness of her skin through the knife, as if it were an extension of my sense of touch. My body nearly convulses. There's something incredibly faint deep down. Oh, this is supposed to, I forgot I wasn't actually on the other screen, but that's okay. Screams to resist this uncontrollable pleasure, but I can already tell that I've been pushed over the edge. I can't stop myself. Open your third eye. Alright. Well, I guess we proceed? Log's been changed. Whatever that's worth. Probably nothing. So, I mean, we got most of it anyway. Twinge?
Why didn't you come read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why did you ruin it? Do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri is a sick freak.
Oh, got her face.
That should be obvious by now. So just play with me instead.
All timelines are terrible. Clearly we need more of these pictures in our save slots, right? We've already got these over here, so what's one more?
Okay. You don't hate me, Twinge, do you? Do you hate me? Do you want to make me go home crying?
Scanning the back of the room again, too.
The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it. Please. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead.
Play! I told you play was gonna be a bad word, too. We're running out of words. How are they gonna ruin Rainbow and Kitty?
It's all I have. Play with me.
Play with me. Oh, good. You just love this progression, right? Okay, choose between two options. Choose between one option. I will be looking over at the old files once more. I assume we're not seeing anything new here, right? Still our happy thoughts and can you hear me in our eyes? I guess it'd be easier to see new files if I didn't have all these extra, like, copies and stuff in there, so... Idiot. I don't know if enjoying is exactly the right word. Alright, let's see what Monica says about our poem in this timeline. I mean, I didn't expect, everyone else to break nearly this hard either, you know? Certainly not to the extent we just saw just now, right?
Hi again, Twinge. How's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
I'll take it. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself.
I think this is all. Come up with a masterpiece, wouldn't count on it, you never know. It's like half a line of text as far as... When we say it's a line of text, we're like saying that there's like further potential meaning behind it.
Great job, Twinge.
Okay, what's going on in my head while reading it? That's...
But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
I was looking for the load me instead, and okay, that's what's gonna be at the end of that. See ya, Ninja Fire. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. So her first poem was relevantly different, but like the same general structure. This is very similar, but with some distinct differences. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a knife on a breathing rib cage. Endless poem of meaningless? Delete her! Anything? Okay. Just left with our zappy thoughts. Comforting, happy thoughts. They're not comforting at all. They're not comforting at all. Sine, cosine, tangent are also capitalized, but I thought they were there the first time. Do we want to browse the VOD? Maybe. Obviously, playing a knife on a breathing rib cage is new. And, also kind of ties in to our decoded poem. I don't even know who the her is that is being deleted anymore. So, I mean, like, I'm now pondering the possibility that Monica's also a puppet. She certainly hasn't, like, done the same sort of things the other puppets have, though. Let's look at our files once more. I mean, not to look for changes. Look at the ones we've already had, just to read them again, since they're interesting and worth continuing to look back on. I think there's a little devil inside all of us, beneath their manufactured perception. Their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt. Still the implication, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, Monica, or someone brought up this could be Twinge as well. So that's, somewhat possible. It doesn't exactly fit either Monica or Twinge, which is interesting. The other three all line up fine. All thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find. into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. And this was titled, Can You Hear Me? And it was also, the same text was in, the scripts file? Yeah, the top of the scripts file. And then the more recent file was just named I. Says, I hate this. I can't do anything. Nothing. No matter how many times you play, it's all the same. It would be really, really easy to kill myself right now. But that would mean I don't get to talk to you anymore. All I want is for you to hate them. Why is that so hard? I have a very unclear idea of who is talking to me. Elitism doesn't seem to match up with Yuri. That's a potential fair thought, counting kittens. Like, self-doubt actually probably fits Yuri better than elitism, doesn't it? I was just kind of going in order down the line, so you kind of, expect that. And, since, her, the third, line is obviously Yuri. But we've got the 4 headers and only 3, I mean, there is this line first, but that assumedly sets up the following lines, rather than being a line of its own. Because all of these are into, So what if we shift? Does Sayori fit judgment, though? No. Sayori only fits self-doubt and loathing. Natsuki fits judgment and elitism. Yuri fits elitism and self-doubt. Sort of, yeah, I mean, elitism to her, she's good at stuff, but she doesn't think she's good at stuff, so that's not elitism. Other people have, she might be afraid people think she's elitist, but that's just more self-doubt. So these emotions are thrashing to escape their hosts, which are bad at controlling them. And again, since there's 4 there, there's an implication that it's possibly not Monica. But there's so much, it's obviously still, mostly on top of Monica. There's just some curiosities. I mean, you think about, the fact that Monica had her recent epiphany and all sorts of things along that lines. Untie the knot is interesting in imagery as well. Alright, well.
Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind.
Alright, well, I'm gonna swing by the other timeline real quick. See if Monica has the same poem in the other timeline. Well, the other timeline's certainly different.